Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the front room. I'm really glad you could join us today. I got to admit, I'm feeling a bit nervous because this band means a lot to me, and I hope you get something out of this. We are going to be introducing Kai to a song I'm 99% sure you don't know. Mm-hmm. It's a song called Remember a Day, and it's by the Pink Floyd.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I haven't heard that song. You know what? I've only listened to what's the album with the cow?
Atom Heart Mother.
Atom Heart Mother.
Yeah.
Which I really, really like.
You did, yeah.
And Dark Side.
Dark Side of the Moon.
But other than that, I haven't listened to Pink Floyd, other than some bits off the wall.
Right.
I think Atom Heart Mother is the one I listen to and I like more than Dark Side.
Yeah.
But anyways, you're saying.
Yeah. Well, I introduced them as the Pink Floyd. I'm sure some people are saying, your dad doesn't know what he's talking about. It's just Pink Floyd. But in their very early days, they started out in 65. So in 65, 66, 67, they were called the Pink Floyd. They started in 65. They were one of the original British psychedelic rock bands. They were one of the very first bands anywhere to have these extended songs with a lot of sort of sonic elements to them, sound effects, otherworldly in their sound. Hard for people nowadays maybe to appreciate what Pink Floyd were doing way back in the mid 60s, right? Because now with so many instruments and electronic gadgets at your fingertips, you can create all kinds of sound. But back then, for example, on this song, there are keyboards, bass, drums, acoustic guitar, and electric slide guitar, organ. And I think that's it. And they are able to create this beautiful texture of sound.
So when is this song from?
This song came out on their second album, A Saucer Full of Secrets.
Okay.
And I can pull that cover up for you.
I know it.
Oh, do you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can see it clearly in my head.
Super psychedelic.
Yeah.
It was a single. Let me think now. Was it a single? Yeah, it was also a single. So it came out on their second album. And... Well,
I'm excited because Pink Floyd is one of the bands that I want to explore more.
Right.
From that period.
I actually like Floyd, the early Floyd, more than the post Dark Side of the Moon Floyd, because this is the early period when they were experimenting as no one had experimented prior to them. So to me, it's an embryonic. Fascinating period in their history. Yeah, it's wonderful music early on. So without going on in too much more detail, I will say that one of the main guys in Pink Floyd, the creative genius early in the band, Syd Barrett, developed I'm not sure if it was schizophrenia, but he took far too much acid and had a lot of health issues and left the band after their first album.
Oh, it was after the first.
Yeah. This is their second album. He is on this song playing guitar, acoustic and electric guitar.
Okay.
I'll just leave it at that, I guess.
Okay, Syd Barrett, yeah.
Oh, I want to say one more thing.
Of course.
One reason I'm playing this song is because when we were listening to Beach House, Kai, those songs by Beach House, I thought back to this particular period in Pink Floyd's history. So I'm hoping that Beach House people who know and love Beach House will find something in this to appreciate and like the way I do.
Sounds good. So the song is called... What was the song called?
Remember a Day.
Remember a Day, okay.
And I'm thinking that... you don't really need the lyrics to start off. Maybe we can look at the lyrics afterwards. It's more just sitting back, relaxing, and taking it all in.
Sounds good. And Remember a Day, 4.5 minutes long.
Oh, I thought it was shorter than that.
So, you ready to get into it?
I am. Lead singer is Richard Wright, the keyboardist.
And do you happen to have the lyrics for me? Or?
I do. Okay. Do you want to see him now or after? You can look now, I guess. Why not?
Okay, thanks.
Why not? There's not a lot
I'll
of
focus
lyrics.
on the music, but
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Here we
kick
go.
back for this one. It's required.
Okay, sounds good. That melody is pretty hypnotic, psychedelic sound.
Yeah.
And the percussion is interesting
It is.
for something so.
Yeah, I love the drumming. It's great.
Wow. It's interesting how it has that sort of boom, 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 boom section with the percussion, but those vocals are serene.
I love his voice. Hear that? That slide.
Wow. It's a really confusing mixture of sounds. I love the shimmering piano in the background. Sorry, who's on vocals again?
Richard Wright.
Richard Wright. It's like it's kaleidoscopic.
That's a good word for it, man. I agree with you. Yeah, totally.
It's just I'm hearing it's music, but it's almost suggesting more than just the senses. Sorry, it's suggesting that I should or I can appreciate in other senses almost. If that makes sense. It's
Yeah.
almost
This is this was recorded in 67. It came out in 68.
67. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't know that because, Dark Side,
Yeah.
and even Adam Heart Mother, something that was, I hadn't heard Pink Floyd do something that was a mixture of like a mild chaos and like a beautiful pasture forest teeming with life, like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's like, I hadn't heard that side of them before.
It's funny you said that it sounded somewhat chaotic to you. You probably meant that in a good way.
Yeah.
I guess maybe because I know this song so well.
Yeah.
To me, there's no chaos. Everything just fits together like a hand in a glove. It's just perfection.
Well,
for me,
I found it near the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
It started a particular way, and then the drums came in, and it's almost like a very well trained monkey got to the drums and boom, 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 boom,
Yeah.
boom, 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 and just an unconventional rhythm to be placed behind music that is otherwise pretty beautiful and like clear, serene, as I said before.
That's true, though.
So I found that to be an interesting contrast that worked because if it wasn't for that percussion after that passage, it opened up. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
When it opens up and his vocals just become like not angelic in a high pitched way or anything, but they just become so just beautiful, and there's a lot of space there for them to capture that space. So I found that really, really wonderful.
I like the way you described that. Yeah, his vocals are. He didn't sing that much in Pink Floyd. He was more of a background sort of singer. He did have a few songs, but most of this singing was done, by Roger Waters and Dave Gilmour. But I love his voice. There's a softness and sensitivity to it. I like what you said, almost angelic, but just very kind of mystical, the way he sung this
that's
song.
the right word, yeah.
Isn't
mystical, exactly.
Yeah. This stuff just nurtures my soul. It's hard for me to explain. Did you find it in any shape or form similar to some of the Beach House? I mean, we're talking 50 years
when it did
back in
when
time,
it did
right?
sort of open up and there was that space, it almost feels like you're floating a little bit.
Yes.
And I think that's the same atmosphere that Beach House creates.
Yeah.
Even though it might not be the exact same, it's the same type of feeling.
Yeah, I think that's true. Yeah.
And also
right, exactly. It's how you feel from it, not necessarily what is going on in the song, maybe.
And also the way that his melodies, he holds his notes pretty long when he's delivering just a few words even.
Yeah.
And with Beach House, that's the same thing. So I think that adds to that feeling. And as a result of that, because they hold on to each word and really just like caress it with their voice, really, really nice voice, it makes it seep into the rest of the music. So their voice is just as much as something that's delivering, communicating words as it is just adding to a feeling. And then what I was going to mention is that this song... Oh, thank you.
There are the lyrics, yeah.
Thank you. This song... I really like albums that are almost something... Maybe I have to explain this, but that are like world building. They exist just as their own organism and place. And the artist or the band that is creating the music for the album, they create a musical landscape that it can only be understood if you pay attention to like the whole album and you really get invested into it. Just like how if aliens were to visit Earth, they'd be experiencing a new world with all these different things and they're curious about it. Like this song makes me wonder what the rest of the album is like and how it might build upon a song like that.
Yeah.
Because there are so many different elements going on, it feels like very organic in the way that it's put together. And
this song actually is probably the sort of lightest sounding of any of these songs on the album.
Oh, really?
A lot of the other songs on the album are quite, I don't want to say dark, but they're more eerie. in feeling, for sure. And this song was actually recorded, this was supposed to come out, or it was intended for this to be on the very first Floyd album.
Which is Piper at the Gates of Dawn.
That's right.
Yeah.
Good for you. And but for some reason, I don't know the details, they stuck it on the second album.
Well, I think...
let me tell you one other interesting fact about this.
Sure.
This song was played live by Pink Floyd once. Only once.
Why is that?
In their entire career.
Why is that?
I don't know. And then Dave Gilmour... After,
was it around the time that it came out? Or was it late? Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, way back in
Only played
68. At one show, one time. And then Dave Gilmour picked it up and did it himself in tribute to Richard Wright, who had passed away in 2008. But by Floyd only that once.
Wow.
It's kind of strange because it's such a great song.
Yeah, that is strange. Just like adding on to what I was saying, certain time, and this song, there's so many things going on that I can't comment on them, or I don't remember a lot of them.
Yeah.
But even just like the slide guitar.
Excuse me.
Just the tone of it and other little elements that might exist with like some of your favorite songs, the things that just like fill you with wonder almost, or like a curiosity. And like the slide guitar, the way that the pitch like shifted upwards at the end of that.
And it almost...
it's like, it just, you know how circus sounds are sort of strange and stuff like that. But it's weird because circus sounds are at amusement parks with kids at them.
Yeah.
That's like a...
Well, you know what?
It's like a strange, freaky curiosity thing.
Yes, you've hit on something though, because Syd Barrett, who was somewhat the leader of the band initially, right? Mm-hmm. He had this childlike approach to music at times. Some of his songs are very whimsical, very childlike. So that so I mean, you're thinking of how this reminds you in some ways. The guitar of a circus is pretty appropriate, I think.
It's
funny.
It's a little freaky, and it's interesting how some sounds associated with things that children like are actually quite creepy as an adult. Like a lot of people are afraid of clowns. Yeah, right. Things of that sort, like dolls, you know. It's weird. So that contrast is maybe something they play with. Or I guess you mentioned that. If the rest of the album is dark, they might use. Yeah,
this album tends to be. The first album has a lot of Syd Barrett compositions on it, and Syd sings a lot on the first album.
Oh yeah.
And some of the songs are, he's great. He's great. I love the guy. Some of the songs are. Have this childlike melody or aspect to them, I think. Yeah, but I do love his slide guitar playing. In this song, it almost sounds like he's about to go out of control or lose it. And it's way up there in the stratosphere. You know?
Yeah.
But, it works to perfection, in my opinion.
And also, if I can make one comparison, it's not just the Beach House comparison, but really early on in the channel, I don't even know if we have it still posted on YouTube. We did Animal Collective, a song from Time Skiffs, their album, and I feel like Pink Floyd definitely influenced acts like that in terms of the feeling that they give off.
Yeah, I think Pink Floyd were just a massive influence on so much music that came after them. Even if it's not, they were considered a prog rock band. But I think there are lots of... I've heard music, that came out many, many years after them that was obviously influenced by them, even though it wasn't prog rock, right? Mm-hmm. There's something about them.
Like a Velvet or something.
Yeah, like a Velvet Underground.
You just hear it.
Yeah, you hear them in all sorts of music that came after.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a neat effect to have as a band.
Yeah. Well, it seems like you liked it.
No, I definitely did. With a song like this, it just sort of tickles my ears in different ways, and then you come back to it, and then that tickling, like after you get tickled after a while in a spot, it stops, and then maybe I can appreciate it in different ways too. But like it was a very, very magical song.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot.
Great. Well, thank you everyone for joining us today. Hope you liked that one.